Hi, Rick here. Welcome to Digital Fortress, and hello, Malky Dot. First, I see your first there. Hey, I'm just doing a live stream here. Do a couple updates on Cardano, and I haven't done a stream in a while, so I figured I would just get some information out. There's been a lot of things happening in Cardano, and a lot of things are coming up in the next month. We're going to see, there's already some Gogan type technologies deployed on the latest version of the pool nodes on the 1.21.1. There's on-chain metadata. Currently there is voting going on for SPOCR, the Stake Pool Association. Hey, brought a pool. Good to see you there. How's it going? That's Jean. How you doing, John? Hello, Stefan. Good to see you. Yeah, so there's voting going on SPOCR on-chain, and Adam Dean figured out a very clever way to vote using the Cardano blockchain. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Whether you're involved with SPOCR or not, I think it's really cool that he did that. And so shout out to Adam Dean for pulling that off. And good luck to all the folks who are running for offices on SPOCR. That is one of many associations. There are different stake pool alliances forming. And there will be more. More will form over time. You will see they may have different goals, objectives, ways of supporting each other, so I think that's really cool. And you might find it kind of funny, the title I have for this video is "A Partially Built Porsche is Worth a Lot More Than a Completely Built Shopping Cart, a Cardano Story." All right, because Cardano has been being built for a very long time, and it's being built to very high quality. And you might be wondering where that title came from, and I thought it was kind of funny. Hey, Elite Trance, how you doing there? Gonsantos, welcome. I thought it was kind of funny, so I'll share this with you. You know, I took a hiatus from Twitter for a couple days, about 3 days. I just said, yeah, I'm going to get off Twitter for a while because it just got too crazy, man. You know, it was like, so I figured I would take a break with the proposals and everything and stake pool operators. So I took a step back. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen with you. I've got something funny here. I think you'll get a laugh out of this. I know I did. And that is, let me see here. Let me share this. Okay, so there's a guy on Twitter, Wrecked Kid, said, "Give me 3 reasons as to why Cardano having a higher market cap than EOS is justified." And then I replied here, I said, "A partially built Porsche is worth a lot more than a completely built shopping cart." Now, it didn't take me long to think of that. I didn't even think. It just fell out of my fingertips as I was reading it, and there it is. So then I realized, you know, it's a pretty good statement. Then I noticed people kind of got a kick out of that, so I thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of funny. Again, it didn't take very much thought. It just fell off my fingertips. And then I realized, you know, I might want to do a live stream or something to do some Cardano updates with all the stuff coming out. If you haven't watched the IOHK September update, make sure you watch that. There's a lot of good information there. It's very long. It's almost 2 hours long. Great information in there. I think you'll get a kick out of it. In brief summary, though, you know, there's an ERC20 converter almost done being built. Think about that, an ERC20 converter. That isn't even the most important thing. There's a young man named Vuk on there who pointed out that, or not pointed out, I mean, he's building, him and the team are building a native asset mechanism where if someone deploys a native asset on Cardano, it will function the same as ADA. Think about that. Someone deploy an asset that will operate in the same manner as ADA. The blockchain and the technologies will treat it as if it's ADA. Things that can have their own propulsion mechanisms, right? Where when they pay a gas fee, the gas fee is much more manageable. There's also Yella is being brought back to life. IELE is being revisited. That was created with Grigory Rosu and his team at Runtime Verification. That is a important feature, an important virtual machine, if you will, that takes Solidity code and compiles it into Yella. This thing is going to interface with the Cardano blockchain. So if you look at all these different parts, here's my guess. This is just a guess, pure speculation. You know, within a year, maybe in a year, Ethereum might run better on Cardano than Ethereum runs on Ethereum. It's just kind of my thinking out loud, you know, looking at the big picture of things. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm not trying to pump it. You know I don't do kind of stuff like that. The most hype title I'm going to get is the title you're looking at there, the partially built Porsche analogy, if you will. All right. So that's just the information I want to get out. If you guys have questions for me, feel free to ask questions. Some people have asked me about the hold on, my Siri's going off here. Good thing it didn't respond. If you have questions like about the proposal we put in the Cardano effect, you know, Philippe and I pulled that proposal back. We're gonna just let the other proposal go through. We'll resubmit at a later date. It's no big deal. It was just the right thing to do at the time. We figured, yeah, we'll just pull that proposal. We'll resubmit later, and that's all good. Let's see. Any questions in chat here before I go on to my next segment? I'm going to show you some documentations from the IOHK website, and I think you'll find it very interesting. Nicholas says, thanks for the update. Sassy Boy says, hello, Rick. How can we stop the scam pools? There are a lot of pools with 100% fees with millions of ADA delegating them. That's a good question, Sassy Boy. I'll give you an example. There's a pool that spoofed the name IOHK. They got up to about 13 million ADA delegated to them because people just weren't aware. Their name is now IOG. They launched the pool as IOG. Then they switched their fees to 100%, which means all ADA that comes back to that pool, all ADA generated by that pool's delegations is going to go to the pool. Okay, so the only way you can stop it is don't delegate and make sure people know when stuff like that happens. I mean, it's an open blockchain where pools can dynamically join and leave. That was the design of Cardano. So that's a great question, and the best thing to do is educate people and make sure they know what they're looking at. Let's see here. Sassy Boy says, rank the pools from highest fees and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yep, I know what you mean. I saw it on there. I get you. Let's see. Malky Dot asks, what was going to happen with Cardano through the end of the year? I wish I knew. Planet Steak asks, when are you homebound? Next weekend. I'm in Japan right now. That's why I've been off game. I've just been off my game. I've been working out here in Japan, different time zone, weird hours sometimes. Work hours are pretty consistent, but off hours are kind of awkward. Let's see. Brada Pool says, not all 100% fee pools are scammers, guys. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jen, my brother at Brada Pool. Not all 100% fee pools are scammers. Some of the 100% fee pools are exchanges, and that's fine. That's how they should run it. What an exchange can do, and it's very smart, is they get, let's say for example they have 200 million ADA on the exchange. Then they calculate a buffer, maybe, I don't know, but maybe, and they say, all right, we're going to put 120 million in a 100% fee pool. That way they get all of the returns from that. Then they distribute it to the people who use the exchange. And there's some clever techniques they can do because people might like, giving them ADA every day instead of waiting every 5 days, for example. They can just feed it out daily. So, yeah, so the exchanges they're bringing pools up. They're bringing pools online, and that's a good subject to be talking about is how are the community pools going to compete with exchange pools? I have some ideas. I have some strategies. I have some thoughts on that. Teams, coalitions, offering certain benefits and rewards, stuff like that. And so there's a lot of smart people out there. There is over 1,000 community pools. And if you get 1,000 people putting their heads together, they will come up with some very, very clever ideas. All right. So, yeah, like Project Catalyst. There's another huge new development. Project Catalyst will eventually evolve into Voltaire. It's kind of like a catalyst. It's a catalyst to get us to Voltaire, to get people looking at what proposals look like, what good proposals look like before there's some metadata permanently burned into the blockchain about the proposal, and how to take feedback and update the proposal. So that's all good too. So Project Catalyst, another huge step forward for Cardano. And I like doing videos at this time. The ADA price is looking pretty good to me. I don't do price talk. It's kind of up and down a little bit, but it's now it's a little down compared to last month. And it seems like when you do a video, people are happy and they don't care about the price because there's all kinds of cool stuff going on in Cardano, and they know that Cardano is going in the right direction. All right. So let's see. I have something to share with you. The IOHK webpage. People often kind of forget about that, so I'm just going to give you a reminder. They got blogs on there. They have research papers on there. There is so much information behind what's about to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. Okay, you're going to see Gogan and Voltaire coming online. So what is behind that, right? So let me pull that up. I'm going to do a screen share here, as long as I got my web page up, and I'm just going to give you a brief reminder of this kind of stuff, okay? So that you can do your research, because I know people in Cardano are well read, probably the most educated community, and I can't say most educated crypto community because there's others that are very well educated as well, but I just want to give you a reminder. So here's the IOHK's website, okay? IOG now, but it's kind of hard to change all your labeling on your URLs and stuff. And if you go to the blog, you'll find a lot of information on blogs. For example, a recent article from Professor Simon Thompson on the Marlowe industry scale financial smart contracts. Now remember, Marlowe has been a work in progress for over 2 years. The Marlowe Meadow, which is now the Marlowe Playground, has been out there for quite a while. And developers are very clever. They'll read ahead and they'll do some work ahead of time and they'll understand what they're getting into. And then they'll learn on the Marlowe Meadow, which is now the Marlowe Playground. And you've got articles in the blog about Marlowe and all the other recent developments, the United Nations, with joining forces with IOG to use blockchain for development goals. There's a $10,000 worth of ADA fund, and that fund might be awarded to multiple developers, and those developers are launching their projects on Project Catalyst, okay? So they're mixed in there with both Fund 2, but there's separate funds that are specific to the UN IOG combined effort. Here's a good title. I haven't read this article. Being lazy without getting bloated. Yeah, that's for me. I wish it was a health article, but it's about Haskell, all right? So there you go. And Project Catalyst article that goes into more detail if you want to look into Project Catalyst, and that's by Dor Garbash, who's in charge of the project. So you can read up on there if you want to get into Project Catalyst. Even if you're not submitting a proposal, it's a good idea to get in there and read what the proposals are, because you're going to be able to vote on them. You can help your friends out. If you know someone who has a proposal in and you want to support their team, you can make an account and you can provide them feedback, good written feedback, and you can also provide kudos if you like their proposal and you want to bring it to attention. You can kind of upvote it. So Idea Scale, Project Catalyst runs on Idea Scale, and it's kind of like Reddit, but a little more advanced. It's like an advanced form of Reddit, is one way to look at it. And so that'll help it make it easier for you to use. And then here's the article on Yella, right? So Yella was built a couple years ago. See, that's from July 30th, 2018. And Yella is a very precision piece of software, okay? And this article goes into the description of the Yella virtual machine. And what Yella does, it compiles Solidity into Yella code, right? And then here's the key points. How does Yella improve on smart contract platforms? Okay, and then it goes into the description here. So what I suggest you do is you go there and read up on Yella and what that does for Cardano, and there's going to be more to come on that as well. And most importantly, we have the research papers. Now check this out. There are 88 research papers. They're not all peer-reviewed. The majority of them are peer-reviewed. There's 88 papers that are in here, mostly related to Cardano, and the ones that aren't related directly to Cardano eventually will become, because of the interoperability factors, okay? 88 research papers. A large number of them are peer-reviewed. Okay, that is a lot of work. And these are all going to come to life over the next couple of years. Some of them are already being implemented in Cardano, if you think about it. Ouroboros Crypsinus, we haven't even got into that yet. The privacy-preserving proof of stake. Well, guess what? Here's a research paper from May 2019 where the homework was done. The homework is done. And it'll evolve. These papers evolve. They're not static. They go in here and they update these papers as they learn new information. Okay? Here's papers on Marlowe from November of 2018. You see what I'm getting at? This stuff has been being worked on for a very long time. I'm going to bring down my screen share. I think you get my point on how much work has been put into Cardano. And that's why I titled this, A Partially Built Porsche is Worth a Lot More Than a Completely Built Shopping Cart. Okay, there are some blockchain projects out there that are really good. And there are some blockchain projects that were built, they were just kind of slapped together, made out of, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to go in there and start beating up on other projects. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? Cardano has the work put into it in the research to back it up. So that's why I've been supporting the project for so long, for years now, and that's why I will continue to support it, because it was built right from the ground up, and that's the way to go. That's how you do it. All right, let me see if you got any questions. This is also an AMA. You can ask me anything, even if it's funny, clownish, or goofy. Feel free to ask me and goof off. Let's see. Hello from Indonesia, Cardenesia Pool. Cardenesia Pool from Indonesia. Hello there. I'm in your time zone almost. Indonesia's about 2 hours behind me. A little bit over to the west of where I'm at right now. Metal Gear says, wow, so early today, Rick. Yes, it's 10:22 p.m. here in Japan. I'm from the future. I'm not in Virginia right now. Cardano Sergeant says, we all know EOS is the shopping cart. Well, there you go. Now, $4 billion to build EOS. And what's it worth right now in coin market cap? Like, I don't know, 3 billion and some change or less. I don't know. But think about it. You know, you started off with 4 billion and now it's worth 3 billion and some change. Well, guess what? Probably went in the wrong direction. What was the Cardano ICO? 63 million. What's the current value of Cardano? 3 point some billion. Well, probably doing it right. Probably going about it the right way. Metal Gear asked me thoughts about the Japanese culture. I love the Japanese culture. Okay. Very polite. Very professional. I mean, totally professional. You know, I was over at the department store over here, and when one of the employees came out from the door, the employee lounge area, I guess, out onto the department store floor, she paused for a moment and bowed. She bowed before she entered her workplace. When I take the train up to Yokohama, take the train up to Narita Airport, and the person servicing the train enters the compartment, they bow. I'm like, wow, that is incredible, right? Not that everybody has to do that, but I think the level of respect is incredible. The food is amazing. I've gained like 5 pounds since I got here to Japan. Oh my gosh. Even though I walk everywhere, I just can't stop eating. Because they take Italian food and they make it better. My favorite restaurant here is a French restaurant called Baguette. They make it better. And my another favorite restaurant is a Chinese restaurant called Bamiyan. They take Chinese food and make it better. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do it? There's a McDonald's down the road. Guess what? Yeah. They took McDonald's and made it better. Go figure. Ramen. Yeah, Metal Gear. I got ramen down there, down the street. I went over and found all these cool socks. Don't tell anybody I got these, but I got Dragon Ball Z socks. Dragon Ball Z. I got Tokidoki. I got Pikachu socks. Those are some gifts that I'm gonna take home. It was crazy. I was looking for Dragon Ball Z figurines, and I found those socks. Sorry, I was off on a tangent there. That was pretty cool. Uh, got some mechanical pencils, made in Japan mechanical pencils. They'll last forever, as long as you don't like, you know, smash them or something. But yeah, it's really good, high quality stuff. So anyway, yeah, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there. The main thing that was on here was AMA. If you had questions for me about anything Cardano that I might happen to know recently, I have no inside information. I just read on Twitter. I watch the videos on YouTube. IOHK, IOG has a giant YouTube channel. There's like 400 videos on there. 400 videos for over the last couple of years. Emergo does. Oh yeah, other big news. Emergo. In Yoroi, they built it so that Yoroi now takes ERG token. And then you have that partnership with Singularity and the AGI token. If you haven't looked at the Singularity website, I don't want to jump to it right now. I might get there the wrong way. There's all kinds of different applications that they already have in development stages and demo stages on their website. So if you go to the Singularity Net website from Ben, the guy that Charles is talking with, it's pretty amazing. Like, simply, if you connect Cardano to Singularity, all of these things come with it. That's a huge leap. You know what I'm saying? The artificial intelligence related blockchain technology that they've built. Pretty neat stuff when you think about it. So 2021 is going to be a huge year for Cardano, but I think even the next 3 months, as more Gogan technologies get deployed on the Cardano blockchain, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised even by the end of the year by the number of technologies that get on there. What it does to price, I have no idea, because, you know, Bitcoin drags things down with it. It drags things up with it. So it's kind of like, well, whatever happens to Bitcoin is whatever's going to happen. So there's no point in like even guessing at what's going to happen with Cardano, at least for me anyway. All right. So yeah, key things I wanted to get out. IOG blogs on the IOHK website. Make sure you stay up to date on that. The IOHK IOG YouTube channel. Lots of great videos on there. And then you could stay at the cutting edge of Cardano. Oh, I wanted to show you something. There's a gentleman named Chris. He has a proposal in. You know, there's a lot of developers on Cardano. People were concerned, are developers going to show up? They're all over the place. We got developers everywhere. They're people you talk to, people that you know, and people that you see in Telegram, like Pegasus, Pega, Sky, which is Umed Sideoff. He runs the Skylight Pool. And you got Papa Carp, who runs Love. They combined forces and they turned the Peg app into the Pool Tool app. So if you don't have the Pool Tool app, this is really cool because you can set alerts. So let me launch that again. You can see they got their logos in there. When you launch the Pool Tool app, you can see their logos in there. And you can set alerts for all kinds of different stuff. And you got all the stats that you need on there. And Chris made an app, and he has a Project Catalyst proposal in called Cardano Mobile, right? There's Cardano Mobile, and it has a menu here, and you can pull up the calendar. I don't know if you can see that. Live prices for Cardano. Okay, you got prices on there. Oh, it's red. See that? Cardano is. Like all the other ones right now. The calendar of events. You got a calendar of events. Okay. Like Catalyst Town Hall, the IOHK Cardano monthly update is on Friday, October 30th at 4:30, and so on. And it's still in proof of concept stage, but it's pretty well developed. It's got news on the menu, so you click on it, you got Cardano news, you got all kinds of updates there, and what else does he have on here? Users, community, has a chat, social media, shows. It's got a little chat right here. You can click on that and you can chat. And it's Chris Patton Walker is the gentleman who made the app. It's not an app. It runs in a web browser, right? So my first concern was, I don't know if I want to put an app on my phone. But then he goes, no, it runs in a web browser, and you can scan the QR code. So this is pretty cool. I mean, the devs are here and they're building stuff. Because, you know, that's why they call them developers. They like to develop stuff. What else is on here? Let's see. You can share the app. What happens if I hit the share button? I know I hit that share. Is it share link? Share. I think it generates a QR code. Oh, wait. I got the QR code over here so I can show you that. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty cool. News, notifications. It has, what else does it have on it? Oh, it has the, all the different, well, not all of the different, but there's many different Cardano, I'm trying to show this, Cardano YouTube videos. So Cardano CEO videos, it has Charles videos on there, right? And then in that tab, it's got governance, Gogan, okay, and so on. So in the app, you can cycle through all of Charles's videos in there, for example, which is pretty cool. I don't think they're searchable. If you want to search them, you want to do that on Entertainment. Then there's the other video channels in there also. So pretty interesting app. It's kind of like a Facebook for Cardano, if you know what I mean. He's got links to roadmap, catalyst. Look at that. Look at that. He's got my video on there. Thanks, Chris. All right. He's got the Cardano effect in there, Digital Fortress. He's got stake pool operator stuff in there. So pretty cool stuff. All right. Hey, Chris. Chris in the chat. Chris PW. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, so Chris has made that. He's got a proposal on Catalyst to build that up a little further. And Chris says you can play the videos directly from the app. Yeah, there you go. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for all types of Cardano social media, chat, links to all that kind of stuff there. And Clarence Thomas says he loves the title. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. All right. And you like my leadership. I haven't worked on the roadmap in a while. The community roadmap. But other people are. So it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing living document. So what's happening with the roadmap? The community roadmap that we started building and working on, I'll give you an update on that, is it'll gradually transition over to, in my view, it'll either become a project catalyst on idea scale, all the items that are on that community roadmap, or it'll become CIPs, or it'll stay on the roadmap as a tentative idea or strategy or something like that. And eventually, I think later next week after I get back to the US, I'm going to go in there and kind of like streamline it in conjunction with other people, right? I don't want to just go in there and shoehorn what I want to be on there, but it's a collaborative effort, and it's going to always remain a collaborative effort. All right. So, I think I covered everything that I wanted to give you as an update, that things are going great for Cardano. There's a lot of different pieces that are going to start coming together over the next 3 to 6 months. You're going to see parts of Gogan coming to life. You're going to see Voltaire coming to life over the next 3 to 6 months. So, lots of cool stuff in the technology. Voting, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I need to do some research on that. How is the community voting going to work? I do know that you might check out Big Pay's channel. He might have some information over there on specific details about how the voting's going to work. But you're going to have to lock a minimum of 8,000 ADA up front for your vote, and then the more ADA you put on it, the more weight that vote will carry when you do vote on a project. And eventually that might migrate over to a Tala Prism, to where the voting will take place. But the initial voting, initial work is going to be on idea scale, and then it will migrate to an app. Okay. So once I look up more information on that, I'll do a video on the voting specifics. The voting on Spacra, that is done using, you can either use Daedalus, the Spacra officers election. Adam Dean made a technique for using dust on Daedalus to vote. And if you want more information on the other means of voting, you can check out their channel on Discord. If you're a stake pool operator, it doesn't mean you have to be part of Spacra, but a lot of stake pool operators are. But you can go in there and vote on the officers. And it's almost done. It's about 12 hours left for that. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. Oh, Chris is saying if you got feedback for his MVP, MVP is the minimum viable product. He has a suggestion form on the Cardano mobile that runs in web browser on your mobile device, and it does look pretty well mobile optimized. So, well done on that. Good job, Chris. Thanks for that. Let's see. Oh, Twin 45s asks, can you use ADA that is already delegated or not? I don't know the answer to that question. I do know that you have to lock the ADA. Otherwise, what I could do is I could vote with certain ADA and then move it and vote again and then move it and vote again. So in order to prevent that, it has some sort of locking mechanism. I do not know how it works. Now, ADA that is delegated is technically not locked. It's not. I mean, you can send it, you can move it around. That's the really cool thing about Cardano. I mean, Cardano is built right. If you use your dot on Polkadot, when you stake it, it's going to be locked for either 7 or 28 days. You have to actually unstake it and then wait either 7 or 28 days, depending on what you did with it. And then on EOS, it's 3 days. So let's say you saw green candles tonight and you wanted to sell, right? Well, you'd have to unlock it and wait 3 days. But with ADA, you don't. You just send it and do whatever you want with it, right? So that's pretty cool. Metal Gear says that having more ADA weighted for voting seems kind of unfair. You know, in the big scheme of things, it may seem unfair because you would think one human, one vote. But after I spoke with the Dash CEO and CMO, Ryan and Fernando, on the Cardano effect, if you haven't seen that Cardano effect, maybe you want to check it out. If you have more stake in the game and you go to vote, then you're going to make better decisions because making the right decisions depends on it, right? If you make bad decisions and you have a lot of stake, you're going to hurt yourself. So what motivates you to vote well and to be involved with voting is the more stake you have, the more important it is for you to vote correctly, right? That's the general idea. But someone who has very low stake, or if the voting is not stake based, then people could Sybil attack the vote. They could make as many accounts as they want. It's hard to verify a real human, right? I mean, there's plenty of ways of doing it, but it's hard to verify them on the blockchain. So, you know, if it was one human, one vote, regardless of stake, I could technically divide my stake into 100 and create 100 fake identities, and then I could vote 100 times, and that would be bad. So, you know, so I guess I hope that explains what I was trying to say here. All right. Like PGP, for example. On PGP, I started using the Web of Trust, but to make a PGP video that's on my channel here, I just made a fake identity, and then I trusted myself, my other identity, and then I trusted myself back, and I thought, well, I'm not sure how that's going to work out in the long run, if you know what I mean. One application that does seem to do it well is an app called Keybase. I'm kind of hoping Cardano will, well, Keybase will basically have ADA on it. Cardano doesn't have to use Keybase or vice versa, but Keybase has wallets in it. Technically, you could build a Cardano wallet or an ADA wallet in Keybase, and then you could send money using a person's name. And in Keybase, it has ways of elevating, is this a real person or not? It's not perfect, but it's certainly a lot better than other things that I've seen out there. So if you haven't played around with Keybase, that's a pretty neat app. Its native currency is Stellar Lumens, but it would be neat to put ADA in there as well. All right. Any other questions, let me know, and I'll wrap this up. I didn't want to go on for too long. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Thanks, everyone, for joining me here on Digital Fortress on a Monday morning U.S. time, Monday mid-afternoon in Europe, and late in the evening here in Asia. and in Australia as well. And that's probably why Brada Pool is up. Jean is up with us, because it is, I guess this is a good time of night, because you got pretty much the whole world covered. The only people it's the middle of the night and they're asleep is Hawaii. Yeah, I guess so. So that's a very small portion of the world. This is a good time of night to have a Cardano update, and I'll try to keep that in mind. Let's see. Mr. Plowman asks, how far are we from a small unbanked village to become an ADA village? I think it's a pretty far leap. One thing that will help is you have Starlink up. And another thing that will help is that non-smartphone type cell phones can be used to conduct transactions. Those are like the two technological barriers, is having good internet connectivity, reasonable kind of internet connectivity to remote locations. So bringing Starlink up online will definitely help the remote locations, and being able to interact with the non-smartphone technologies will also help. Okay, so there's a leap there. A couple technological barriers that need to be overcome. Not difficult to overcome. Probably within the next year, you're going to see a lot of leaps and bounds in that area. All right. James Roop, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Clarence Thomas, you're tuning in from Camp Bonsteel in Kosovo. In Kosovo. All right. From Camp Bonsteel. So what is it, mid-evening there in Kosovo? No, it's late evening here. Midday, mid-afternoon in Kosovo. All right. Yeah, Starlink is going to be huge. 9:41 p.m. in Eastern Australia time zone. And it's, yeah, so you're an hour behind me in time zones. Let's see here. Metal Gear says, I think 60% of the population will still not have fast internet. Yeah, you know what's cool with Cardano? When I check my pool node data, one relay is using about 40 kilobits per second. Okay, and that's for a relay. That's just a lot of messages. But the transaction data is very small pieces. So a non-relay, like a wallet or Yoroi Mobile, is going to use very small amounts of data, which is, that's promising. Very small data packets for the Cardano messages to move around. Nicholas Schreiber asks, have I heard anything about K? No, I have not heard anything about K and when it's going to be changed. Well, the only thing I do know about K is, here's the problem with changing K. Right now, K equals 150, which means the optimum number of pools is 150 saturated pools, right at the edge of saturation. That's whenever the network will generate optimal rewards. Right now, there's only like 1 or 2 saturated pools, so saturation is not really that big of a problem. It really isn't. The pools that are saturated are way over, like in one of the ocean pools, because people are still making good rewards, or kind of good rewards. I think they're below 5% last time I checked. Don't quote me on that. So K, here's the problem. When you raise it, saturation comes down. At that point, a lot of pools will go over saturation. Then a lot of people will lose rewards. Okay, so there's where the problem lies, is you're going to cause people to lose rewards. So IOG needs like about a month lead time to communicate heavily. Hey, we are going to change it. We're going to change it. Get the word out as wide as possible, and then issue the proposal onto the blockchain, a signed proposal, so that the blockchain will drop K, or not drop, but raise K to some higher number. Then saturation will drop, and then hopefully people will have 5 days to move their stake around so that they don't lose rewards. So you have like a 5-day window there to get your stake moved out of the pools that become saturated to a pool that is not saturated. Okay, so hopefully that explains it a little bit, but I think what you'll see is about a month lead time where people are getting the word out that K is going to be raised and the new saturation level is at some number, you know, whatever that number is. I don't think K will be changed often after that, but we're going to have to figure out what to do about that. Maybe when Daedalus has stronger indicators of saturation back in there. It had some in there on testnet, but now with the full Haskell node, they're going to have to get those indicators re-implemented in Daedalus. And Yoroi, I think, has indicators in there because it's using ADA pools, so you'll be able to see the saturation level when you select a pool because they're drawing that data from ADA pools. Okay, all right. Well, that's all I got for you for these updates from Digital Fortress. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's kind of helter-skelter all over the place, you know, hodgepodge video, but I wanted to get you some updates out there, and that I didn't abandon the Digital Fortress channel. I'm still here, and I'll be back in the US next week, and I'll be giving you more regular updates as they come out. So thank you, everyone, for joining me here in Digital Fortress. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like my channel here, and also a reminder, I'll put some links down below for the IOHK blog, the IOG blog, and the IOG research papers, so you can get up to speed on Marlowe, Gogan, Yella, and all that cool stuff. All right. So thanks for watching. Y'all have a great evening and a great Monday and a great week. Great stuff coming out the next 3 to 6 months, and I look forward to seeing